Dermel Reed once told me how his proactive response to a family crisis changed his life forever. Dermel was raised in one of East Oakland's roughest neighborhoods, the fourth in a family of 7 kids. No one in the Reed family had ever graduated from high school before, and Dermel wasn't about to be the first. He was unsure about his future. His family was struggling. His street was filled with gangs and drug dealers. Could he ever get out? While in his house, on a still summer night before his senior year, Dermel heard a series of gunshots.
It's an everyday thing to hear gunshots, and I didn't pay it no mind.
Suddenly, one of his friends, who'd been shot in the leg, burst through the door and began hollering that Dermel's little brother, Kevin, had been shot and killed in a drive-by shooting.
I was upset, and I was angry, and I was hurt, and I lost someone I ain't never gonna see again in my life. He was only 13 years old, and he was shot over a petty little street scuffle. I can't explain how life went after that. It was just straight downhill for the whole family.
On a muggy August night, a few weeks after Kevin's death, Dermel got a hold of a .38 caliber revolver and went out in the streets to get revenge on Tony Fat Tone Davis, the crack dealer who'd killed his brother.
It was dark. Davis and his friends couldn't see me. There he was, sitting, talking, laughing, having fun, and here I am within 15 feet of him, crushed behind a car with a loaded gun. I was sitting there thinking I could just pull this little trigger and kill the guy who killed my brother.
Big decision. At this point, Dermel pushed pause and caught hold of himself. Using his imagination, he thought about his past and his future.
I thought about my life in a matter of seconds. I weighed my options. I weighed the chances of me escaping, not getting caught, the police trying to figure out who I was. I thought about the times Kevin would come watch me play football. He always told me I was going to be a pro football player. I thought about my future, about going to college, about what I wanted to make of my life.
Pausing, Dermel listened to his conscience.
I'm holding a gun. I'm shaking. I think the good side of me told me to get up, go home, and go to school. If I took revenge, I'd be throwing away my future. I'd be no better than the guy who shot my brother.
Using raw willpower, Dermel, instead of giving in to his anger and throwing away his life, got up, walked home, and vowed that he would finish college for his beloved dead brother. 9 months later, Dermel had made the honor roll and was graduating from high school. People in his school couldn't believe it. 5 years later, he'd become a college football star and a college graduate, the first in his family. Like Dermel, each of us will face an extraordinary challenge or two along the way, and we can choose whether to rise to those challenges or to be conquered by them. Elaine Maxwell sums up the entire matter quite well. Whether I fail or succeed shall be no man's doing but my own. I am the force. I can clear any obstacle before me, or I can be lost in the maze. My choice, my responsibility. Win or lose, only I hold the key to my destiny. It's kind of like the old Volkswagen commercials. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. Drivers wanted. So let me ask you, are you in the driver's seat of your life, or are you merely a passenger? Are you conducting your symphony or simply being played? After all that's been said and done, the choice is yours.
Created using Powtoon.